Welcome to another edition of Turf Talk, post-Thanksgiving edition. Vance, we've talked about this already with the older male Eclipse, but some developments over the weekend. A couple big Grade 1 wins by Effinex and the Clark, Tonalist and the Cigar Mile. Maybe have people thinking in different directions. We have a poll up on Brisnet, top 5 choices up there. I stuck with Honor Code. Did anything happen this week to change your mind?
No, nothing changed my mind about the older male dirt race. Tonalist won the Cigar Mile in very impressive fashion. You got to remember, though, he lost 3 times to Honor Code this year.
Right.
Effinex, he won the Clark over on Saturday. Good second in the Breeders' Cup behind American Pharoah. But I thought that didn't erase memories of his poor showings in the Brooklyn, Woodward, and Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Sure.
And of the 3 remaining candidates, you have Liam's Map, who kind of ducked the big boys going for the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. I thought he would have had an excellent chance in the Classic, but his connections decided to go somewhere a little bit easier. He lost his only head-to-head with Honor Code. Shared Belief, you don't give an Eclipse Award to a horse whose last major win was in March. I think he'll be second on my ballot just simply because he was one of the best older horses I saw all year, but you just can't give him a championship off a limited campaign like that. And so for me, it just leaves Honor Code, who had big wins in the Met Mile, Whitney, and Gulfstream Park Handicap.
Yeah, it makes for bad video, but I really can't disagree. I mean, he won the 2 big Grade 1s. He won 2 big Grade 1 races. Not only that, though, the horses behind him, I mean, they were the right horses to beat. Liam's Map, Tonalist, third in the Breeders' Cup Classic. I don't like giving Eclipse Awards based on non-winning finishes, but he did place in a major race, richest in North America. It just, to me, all adds up to the most impressive resume. Now, if we lined him up in a gate again, at this time of year, maybe he wouldn't win, but that's not what the award's about. It is for the season. And for that reason, I do go in his direction. Although, I will say, it was nice to see such a big weekend out of Tonalist and Effinex and Shared Beliefs back in training, California Chrome. We have this discussion, it seems, every year at the end of the year. But next year should be a lot of fun with the older horses coming back. No American Pharoah to contend with. Dortmund had a big win as a 3-year-old out in Del Mar. So some good things happening at the end of the year.
Absolutely. The next season's older horse crop looks very promising. A lot of them, I think, are going to be pointing toward the Dubai World Cup, including Frosted. You can throw his name on that list too. And you know, a number of them do point for the Dubai World Cup, like California Chrome, Dortmund, possibly Tonalist, I've read.
Keen Ice.
Keen Ice. Yeah, there's a chance the division's not going to really come into major focus until summertime in the fall again, which is kind of what normally happens. But yeah, that Dubai trip often takes a lot out of these horses, and you just don't see them run them very often during the first 6 months of the year.
Sure.
But one for sure we'll see is Shared Belief.
So to say, that's great news for Shared Belief, because now the Santa Anita Handicap, Stephen Foster, I mean, all those races on either side of the Dubai World Cup, I mean, pretty much walkovers for him. You never want to give big races to a horse, but I mean, if all those horses go and he's the one over here, he can pick his spots for hundreds of thousands.
Absolutely, and I'm pretty sure one race that's not going to be on his schedule again is the Charlestown Classic.
I would say that's accurate.
Yes, it's a very lucrative purse. It's a lot of money to turn down, especially if you have a gelding who's capable like he is. But you know, running on that bull ring wasn't probably the best idea.
It's just a sour taste.
It was a sour taste.
Similar to Rick Porter with the Derby. I mean, we'll discuss, I'm sure, Songbird many times and already have, but you know, at the end of the day, he says, look, this is what happened to me. It'll be 8 years ago next year. I mean, I can't fault just saying, I'm going to pass.
Yeah, and there's really good other races he can point to at that time of the year anyway. The Oakland Handicap is going to be run in front of a huge monster crowd of 60,000, 70,000.
Right.
We might have another American Pharoah running on that card, and it would be great if Shared Belief shared some of the spotlight on that day as well.
Yeah, and speaking of Pharoah, he really was another one of the winners this weekend, given that the 2 of the horses he beat handily in the Breeders' Cup. I mean, yeah, you could say he had the race his own way, but I mean, for 2 right behind him to come back and win races of that magnitude certainly adds to his lore. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of talk next year with Dortmund, Keen Ice, and Frosted, among others, coming back. where American Pharoah fits. You know, historically we've already had those discussions, but they'll continue. Horses he's beaten keep coming back and winning. We saw it with the 3-year-olds earlier in the year, and now the older horses are doing it too.
Yeah. What more can you say about the legend of American Pharoah as it is? He proved it this year, and he's being flattered, like you said, and can't say enough about the horse of the year.
You can get a piece for $200,000, or have your mare get a piece, I guess, and hope the foal turns out, I don't know, half as good as him, 2/3. I don't know what the fraction would be. He was certainly on another plane, though.
He was, and wouldn't probably take in a normal year 2/3 of an American Pharoah to do a lot of damage and make a lot of money and win a lot of championships.
Yep. All right. Well, still a little bit left to the year, but that pretty much closes the book on the big time racing. And really, the Oaks and Derby points races at La Salle, but even that, you're sort of already looking forward to next year. And with Santa Anita opening the day after Christmas, they're 3-year-olds, but even that sort of has a feel of, okay, we're getting into next year's cycle. So don't want to completely close the book on 2015, but we're pretty much ready for next racing season.
We're pretty much ready for 2016, and we'll enjoy this little bit of downtime before the Christmas holidays and get ourselves refreshed and our bankrolls beefed back up again and attack it next year.
Sounds good, and we'll certainly be attacking the turf topics though before next year. Join us next week for another edition of Turf Talk.